These people walked into a bank disguised as painters, and they lock the bank and begin to rob the bank. They ask all the people to remove their clothes while they were robbing. Welcome to Movie Mix Recap. Please subscribe to enjoy more movie recaps. The story begins with a man, Dalton Russell. He looks into a camera, confidently asserting that he has committed the perfect bank robbery. Inside a small, dimly lit cell, he delivers his evil speech, teasing viewers with the promise of a flawless heist. We then see the bustling streets of New York City, where masked robbers wearing painter coveralls storm a Manhattan bank. The robbers enter the bank at the perfect time, overwhelming the security system with their carefully timed and synchronized actions. They move in swiftly. One of them uses an infrared light to black out the security cameras. They start barking instructions, and taking control of the building in minutes, they tell everyone to lie on the floor and keep still. The robbers call themselves funny names, but all variations of the name Steve, adding an eerie uniformity to their actions. A police officer outside the bank notices the smoke fume coming out of the bank's closed door outside, and as he approaches the door, one of the robbers points a gun at him and asks him to leave quietly, if not he would execute the hostages. As the robber returns inside, the police officer immediately reports the situation and asks people to evacuate the premises. The robbers divides the hostages into groups, and, to add to the confusion, the hostages are forced to take off their clothes. They are then handed new clothes to wear, which are identical coveralls and masks with that of the robbers. The robbers mix themselves among the hostages, seamlessly blending in and rotating between groups. This clever move ensures that the robbers can move freely inside the bank and manipulate the situation without raising suspicion. Meanwhile, they begin an unusual task: demolishing the floor of one of the bank's storage rooms, creating a sense of mystery around their true intentions. Outside, the NYPD surrounds the building, establishing a perimeter. Detectives Keith Frazier and Bill Mitchell are assigned to manage the negotiations. Frazier, a determined and resourceful detective, immediately senses that this robbery is unlike any he's encountered before. Their target isn't just the money, but something far more valuable hidden within the bank, a secret that will unfold later in the story. Russell, the mastermind behind the heist, begins his demands. He requests food for the hostages, a seemingly mundane request that the police use to their advantage. Unbeknownst to the robbers, the pizza boxes contain hidden listening devices. As the robbers eat, the police attempt to gather information on their activities. However, the plan quickly backfires when the listening devices pick up an unexpected sound. The police are shocked to hear audio that doesn't make sense at first, a recording in Albanian, which is initially misinterpreted as Russian. Later, it's revealed that the audio is actually propaganda recordings from the late Albanian dictator Enver Hoxha. The robbers had anticipated this form of surveillance and planted the recordings in advance, essentially nullifying the police's ability to eavesdrop on their conversations. The robbers' calculated foresight puts the detectives in serious confusion. The plot thickens when Arthur Case, the bank's founder, learns of the heist. Case, a wealthy and influential figure, is deeply alarmed, not by the robbery itself, but by the potential exposure of what's hidden in one of his private safe deposit boxes. This box is crucial because it contains items that could ruin Case's reputation and implicate him in war crimes. Desperate to protect his secrets, he hires Madeline White, a professional fixer known for her discretion and connections. White uses her influence to arrange a private meeting with Russell inside the bank. She is introduced to Detective Frazier as someone who could potentially help resolve the situation. When she meets with Frazier, it's clear that she is not just a lawyer or negotiator, she is someone with far more influence. She speaks with authority, using her connections with the mayor to gain access to the situation and pressure the authorities to handle the matter her way. She is then granted the opportunity to enter the bank. She meets Russell in a tense exchange. Russell hints at the dark truth. The safe deposit box contains documents and valuables tied to Nazi Germany. He implies that Case built his fortune on money obtained by betraying Jewish victims during World War II. As the standoff continues, Frazier pushes for answers. He demands to inspect the hostages to ensure their safety, a request Russell strategically allows. During the walkthrough, Frazier carefully observes every detail, attempting to decipher the robber's endgame. In a bold move, he hits Russell trying to provoke him, testing his temperament and confirming his suspicion that Russell is not a killer. The tension escalates when the robbers stage a mock execution of a hostage, complete with fake blood and screams. This act sends shockwaves through the police force, prompting an emergency services unit to prepare for an assault on the bank. However, the robbers reveal their cunning once more. Having planted a listening device on the police, they anticipate the raid, detonate smoke grenades, and escape amidst the confusion, blending in perfectly with the hostages. In the aftermath, the police detain everyone but struggle to differentiate hostages from robbers. A thorough search of the bank reveals surprising findings. The weapons used were plastic replicas, the staged execution was a hoax, and no money or valuables appear to have been stolen. The robbers have vanished without a trace, leaving the detectives perplexed. Frazier, however, refuses to let the case go. He discovers an anomaly in the bank's records. Safe deposit box number 392 has no documentation despite the bank's long history. Suspicious, he obtains a warrant to investigate further. Frazier's investigation brings him face to face with Madeline White, who attempts to dissuade him from digging deeper. She subtly acknowledges Case's Nazi ties, revealing that the box contained diamonds and a ring stolen from a Jewish victim. Meanwhile, Russell's true plan begins to unfold. The scene cuts to a hidden compartment within the bank, where Russell has been hiding behind a false wall constructed during the heist. He emerges a week after the robbery, carrying the contents of the safe deposit box, diamonds and incriminating documents. Calmly, he walks out of the bank and into a waiting car with his accomplices, some of whom were among the hostages questioned by the police. When Frazier finally opens the mysterious safe deposit box, he finds the stolen ring and a note from Russell that reads, "Follow the ring." Confronted with the evidence, Frazier urges White to report Arthur Case's war crimes to the authorities. The final scene returns to Frazier at home, reflecting on the case. As he empties his pockets, he discovers a loose diamond, a final, subtle gesture from Russell during their brief encounter. The diamond serves as both a clue and a taunt, a reminder of Russell's meticulous brilliance. Dalton Russell's perfect crime was not about money, but justice.
If you enjoyed this video, please do well to like, subscribe, and comment on what movies you want us to review for you. Also, turn on the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks, and see you in the next video.